Yeah, so I moved to my place here in Lower Sukhumvit maybe 4 months ago. And since then, I haven't really done any photography, which is kind of a shame because I really love it. So I decided to get outside today, but I'm looking up and the clouds are looking pretty rough. It is rainy season, so I'm hoping I can get to this park, take a couple good shots and be happy. And by the way, I got my Sony camera with me, but I pulled out a macro lens. So I'm really just gonna be looking for some flowers or something. Just a chance to sit down and try to get some good pictures. I'm only about 3 minutes from my condo. It's one of the major selling points of moving here is that I can walk to Benchakiti Park in just about 10 minutes. I would have typically have brought a flash with me, but I really wanted to travel light. I had to bring an umbrella just in case. I didn't even want to wear my backpack because it just becomes cumbersome. Recording this video makes me have a lot more things with me, and if it starts raining really bad, I don't want to have to be fumbling around with a bunch of gear. Might leave something or lose something. I know how my mind works. I'll forget something easily. But I really like this back path to get to the park. You find yourself walking down a back road, the traffic is a lot less. Kind of beats walking down Sukhumvit. Walking down Sukhumvit to the park can be a bit of a hassle, especially if you're trying to record like this. But yeah, photography is my thing, man. And it's good to have a hobby. In my old place, I converted it into like a home studio. But I used to work with a bunch of models. I say a bunch of models here, but you know, I would get some models to come and take pictures. But for that, you need a little more space. You also got to pay models. So doing macro and getting outside, it's a great way just to get outside. It's not doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of time. That again, the only big problem is with the rain coming in. Since moving to this new place, I have tried to do a little bit of exploring, you know, walking down some of the back roads that I wouldn't normally travel down when I come out here. People that know me from back in the day, they know I like to hit those back doors and see what's going on, get to the underbelly. This walk is actually pretty peaceful again. There's just not that much traffic. It's mostly foot traffic. You get the occasional shuttle coming from some of these apartments or condos. But again, this is more like the back alleyway for people to get to the park, especially the pet owners, because this connects directly to the dog park portion of Benchakiti. To be honest, if I was able to look harder, I might have tried to find a place over here. I imagine probably got to pay a lot more. Like this place looks real nice. Because again, this is next door to the park and next door to the Soak station. That means, you know, and it offers the shuttle. That's super convenient. Yeah, if you never really get out and walk around, you be just looking online. You sometimes miss places. They don't always post. So sometimes it's nice to walk the streets and see what kind of buildings are available. Man, it's kind of nice to walk in here. You see some real houses, got lawns and everything. Reminds me of back home. A lot more green though. Beats living in the concrete jungle. Got a little waterway. I think I'm starting to see. Every time I've come this way, I've been able to see one of the big lizards. Today, they're hiding. Yeah, they got some cool little walkways. You can walk down the bridge walking past. This is the dog park. There's always that city sideline. Again, this park to me is amazing. I'll always come here. It always just brings my stress levels down if I have any. And if I don't have any, it just elevates me. So now that I'm here, I'm gonna walk around and just try to find something that I wanna take a picture of. I've only been doing the macro photography for less than a year. I mean, the principles are pretty much the same, but it's a lot more time consuming. It requires a lot of patience, because especially like when you're hand holding, because when you get real close to things, every little movement becomes like an earthquake, and you just get a fuzzy picture worth nothing. So I'm not really gonna look for anything that's alive or moving. I'm just gonna be looking for stationary things, but even that, the wind will jostle, knock it around, and you won't get much. So yeah, I was pretty lucky today. Again, it's like 3 in the afternoon right now, so most people are still at work or at school, so the park is pretty empty. All right, so let me walk around and see what I can find. Sometimes I wish I had a better lens. Damn, that was fast. I don't know if y'all can see that cool lizard right there. He's not one of those big monsters we usually get. He's fast. I know I can't get close to him. I'm gonna see if I can't get a picture of it anyways. I've never seen that one before. Yeah, I think I got one picture. If you don't see it on the screen right now, that means it sucked. That boy was fast. I tried to get as close as I could. Luckily, this camera's actually got a lot of megapixels, so I'm able to crop. They may call it cheating, but that was more of a spontaneous picture. Not really what I'm looking for, but you know, the little boy in me will never die. When I see some wildlife, I get excited. All right. So now we're into found our way to the track, which isn't really where I want to be, but I know these flowers they got here, these ones, I really like that they got the little white part in the middle. In a macro shot, it really gives a lot of potential for placement, you know. When you're shooting, you want to get the shot that you want, and you really want to have things in the right place. Again, it's kind of hard to explain until you see some of the pictures and you see what I mean, because looking at it from here you can't get much, but the wind is still blowing. Can you see that? That little wiggle right there, that's it. In a macro shot, it's going to be impossible, but I actually don't like that one. I'm looking for one where I'm actually looking for one of those flowers where the white center part is actually in the center, not offset. I want to get one that kind of lines up nice. And what I have to do is look for a place that has kind of a barrier, like a wall, that's going to block off the wind, which is going to be its own struggle, but the show must go on. All right, I feel like the wind is a little bit of a gap, so I'm gonna try and explore. As soon as I hit that corner, I felt the breeze, but I like this guy right there. Let's see what we can do. So I found the shot that I wanted. Now, this is gonna be a bit difficult, but right now the breeze is not there, so I would have normally brought my flash, but we're gonna try anyways. It's pretty bright out here. Let's see. All right, so this is what I mean when I tell you it's not an easy process. You when shooting this way, it's kind of a rocking motion that I'm gonna do. And when I tell you it's not easy, I mean it. So you have to really brace for impact. and hope that the wind doesn't blow. Oh, see? And there goes a blurry shot. No good. When I tell you that this is a struggle, I mean it. But that's not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna try for one more. Let's move to this one. Let's see if we can get something good. Maybe we're feeling it now. Oh, nice. The wind started blowing as soon as I took that one. Let's see, there's a lot of luck involved here. Oh, maybe. Is it in focus? Not at all. But that's the game. So I don't want to hold y'all up. I'll take a few more photos while I'm out here and see what y'all think. So just like I expected, sometimes live photos in macro are just impossible on certain days. The winds are a bit too much. So I've reverted to looking for things that aren't living anymore. And stuff like this becomes a great ground for great macro photography. You get a lot of textures that you don't usually find. Crazy little things like this is where I start looking for my next inspiration. So keep looking. Hopefully we get some good shots for you. Well, it was such an unexpected trip. I didn't even realize I grabbed up my camera without the extra battery. And the battery I had was only at 20%. And it's dead now, so. But it was pretty fun. I was able to get some pictures, get some practice. Again, you don't like to lose your steady hand. So it's always good to get some reps in. And I'm always happy to come to the park again. This is still by far one of my favorite places to come in Bangkok. And living within walking distance that's starting to change my life. So yeah, man, y'all keep up. Stay tuned for the Bangkok Baldy. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.